What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome back to another episode of The Road, aka FUT Champions to Glory. Lots to talk about in today's episode. First thing I want to do is apologise for the background noise. It is Guy Fawkes and there are an absolutely horrendous amount of fireworks going off tonight. I don't want them to be going off. My window is closed but the microphone still picks up the noises quite inherently, so I apologise for that. And yeah, we are starting FUT Champions today. In the last video, which went live about an hour ago, so I'm reading fresh comments from that. There'll probably be a lot more by the time I make the next video, so I might address a few more things in the next video. There are quite a few comments, and of course in the last video I spoke about how I contacted EA CHAMPS support and got given free access to the FUT Champions. Majority of people felt like it was deserved and a few felt like it was undeserved, and I understand both parties. You know, I personally, I think yes, I should have been granted access because it wasn't my fault that I couldn't qualify. Some people said I should have had enough time because I'm a YouTuber and I do this for a job. Well, I usually qualify between Thursday and Friday. They didn't tell us until Wednesday that you no longer had Friday, so if I had known that it would have been down on Wednesday and that we didn't have Friday, I would have tried on Tuesday. But you know, I wasn't afforded that luxury. So I do understand people, like somebody left a comment saying that they personally don't have enough time to qualify each week, and that's with 5 days, and now that there's, you know, basically 4 days, there's even less time for people to qualify. So for a lot of people, they can't qualify either because of time restraints, and they just have to put up with it because they can't just contact chat support. And I understand that, and I agree with you, which is why I said at the end of the video, I don't think it's fair. I personally don't think it's fair that they qualified me. I think it's justified that they qualified me, but I don't think it's fair that they qualified me. I think it would be, I think in the fairness of EA's own quotes, making this fun and fair for everyone, the right thing to do would have been to say to me, no, you are not entitled to qualify. And for people that get disconnected in tournament runs, like some people get disconnected in the final when winning, and so they don't qualify, so they complain, and they're like, oh, we can see that happen, we qualify you. To an extent, I think that's relatively fair, more fair in certain terms. But I would also say that in that instance, they also shouldn't be qualified. They should just be given another attempt at the tournament, or maybe another few attempts at the tournament, because just putting someone in without them earning their place is wrong. Now, EA did release news, and we're going to talk about this when we get to the question, but I'll talk about it briefly now. EA did release news that if you qualify, if you hit gold 3 or above in the weekly, you no longer need to qualify for the next week. You're automatically qualified. And I reached gold 1 every single week for 4 consecutive weeks, and this feature only comes in effect this weekend. So with the new rules, I would have thought that they would have added all of the new rules at once, because they can't say on the one hand, okay, we're going to give you an extra day to play, we're going to start it Friday early, but you can't qualify, like you've missed out. But if you finish gold 3 or above next week, you're automatically qualified. It should have been for this week's qualification. So I personally feel like I should have been automatically qualified anyway, and that's where we're at. Now, I showed you guys a team at the start. Really nice team, really cheap team, just really like effective, cheap players. My aim for this week, because I'm using these players, I'm waiting for the market crash to come. Some people don't think it will come. I personally believe that the Black Friday market crash will come. The Thanksgiving, you know, the Thanksgiving weekend, load of lightning rounds and stuff, and players that I want to be able to afford will be half price at worst. Like Smalling right now, 15, 16k, he'll go down to 10k. Martial, who we've bought and sold, currently about 20,000, I believe he'll go down to like 12, 13,000. So I'd rather have coins in the bank and wait for a potential market crash. And if there is no market crash, it doesn't make any difference anyway. So I'm using a relatively cheap team, a cheap full of really good, really overpowered players that I've enjoyed using over the time. And with this team, with the fact that, you know, other than Bellerin, like maybe Sterling, Son, I don't really have superstars in the team. You know, I've got Gareth Barry with his 40 pace, Marcus Rashford, who's barely a gold, you know, coming in at 76 rated. I've got Gael Clichy at left back. I've got Ross Barkley, 81 rated centre midfielder. I've got Firmino, an 82 rated centre midfielder. I've got my 2 centre backs are, can't remember, Mustafi and Williams. Just a run-of-the-mill, bang-average players. So my aim was to get probably like gold 3, maybe gold 2. That was my aim. Now, EA have changed the way the structure works. Not much, but they have changed it. And before we go further, apologise to anyone that I offended for calling Winston Reid Australian instead of from New Zealand. I know he's from New Zealand. When you're doing a million things at once making a video, you glance at things and take what your brain gives to you. So when I glance at Reid and I just see that flag in the corner of my eye, without thinking about it, my brain tells me he's Australian, so I say Australian. I know he's not from Australia, I know he's from New Zealand, and apparently I really upset some people for getting one thing wrong, so I apologise. Now, to some questions. First one is from Armando Nandi. Says, might as well start calling this FUT Champs to Glory. I can no longer get anything from this due to I'm not good to get into FUT Champions. This isn't even a Road to Glory now, it's just become FUT Champions gameplay. Yeah, this is FUT Champions gameplay, and it's geared towards FUT Champions gameplay, not because of me, but because of EA. And if you are unable to qualify for FUT Champs anyway, the Road to Glory last year wouldn't have been for you either, because I was in Division 1, winning Division 1, I was winning the daily tournaments, or the tournaments that were there, I was winning the Aubameyang, the footies cards and stuff, so if you're saying to me you can't qualify for Champions, then you couldn't do those things either, so that wasn't for you either. So I don't understand the point. Like, it's not difficult to qualify for FUT Champs. You know, you get plenty of attempts through the week. If you're clever with the teams you build, you can do it, and if you grind out divisions hard enough, you can do it. And then once you get to FUT Champions, if you can get into Gold 3, you get free access every week, which is fine. But if you don't like the FUT Champions, honestly, you've got to blame EA. And I think there's another question similar, so we'll go over a few of the same things very, very near future. But what EA have done is initially they said Division 2 promotion or title, Division 1 hold or title qualifies you for FUT Champions, or you've got daily tournaments throughout the week to qualify for FUT Champions. Perfect. Now what they're saying is Division 2 and 1 still qualify you, daily tournaments also still qualify you, but if you finish in Gold 3 or higher, you are automatically qualified for the next week. Now in that instance, for someone like me who plays a lot of games on the weekend in this account and not so many through the week, there is absolutely zero, and I mean zero, incentive to play divisions. There is no reason for me to play divisions, because you get 15,000 coins if you win Division 1, and it's not easy to win Division 1, and you're gonna have to play 10 stressful games, and it's not worth it. You don't even get the kit anymore. You don't get the prestige of having to, you know, having that kit in your club or wearing that kit. You don't get packs, you don't get players, you don't get untradables, you just get coins. I don't need coins. I've got coins. I've got plenty of coins. I've got a whole bunch of coins, and I get even more coins from playing in FUT Champions. Even more so, I get better rewards from playing in the daily knockout tournaments than in divisions. So for me going forwards, I will be building teams to do squad builders on for the daily tournaments, and then building a final team for the weekend tournament. I will win packs and coins from the daily knockouts, and I will win packs and coins from the weekend league. And the only thing I can get from divisions is coins. To give me a good reason why I should play divisions right now. Give me any good reason why I should play divisions, because for me, I can't see one. For me, EA are really pushing people away from divisions and pushing them into FUT Champions, and that's okay if they're doing that. I don't mind that. But as I've said previously, I don't get why they would give you unbelievable prizes in draft now. Like, some of the prizes you can get are amazing. You can get coins, you get huge pack rewards, you get better pack rewards compared to last year, and then FUT draft rewards, weekly and monthly, unbelievable rewards. You get so much. They're giving out so much to the consumer. It's amazing. Then you come to seasons, and you're getting less this year than you did last year. And yet some of the viewers, and it's not all of the viewers, and I'm only speaking to the people who have a problem with the fact that this is geared towards FUT Champions, but some of the viewers are saying to me, we want to see you play divisions. What for? Why? Why do you want to see me play divisions? Especially now, we get 3 days to play FUT Champions instead of 2 days. I'd be very upset if I never finish in Gold 3. It's only 18 wins to get to Gold 3. If I don't win 18 games out of 40, I don't deserve to be in FUT Champions. You know, for me personally, I should always be hitting 20 to 25 as kind of a minimum, regardless of the team that I'm using ultimately. But yeah, it just kind of like EA are gearing this towards FUT Champions. EA are taking the fun aspect out of divisions, and people still want me to go and play divisions. Would you rather, and I ask this to anyone who's got a problem with me playing FUT Champions, would you rather I went and played in divisions for 3 or 4 games and earn 600 coins a game for match coins and maybe a 5-6k reward at the end of the season if I'm getting promoted or holding? Or would you rather see those same 4 games in a daily knockout tournament that will give me a 5k pack or a La Liga Prime gold pack or whatever it was, you know, a 7.5k pack with guaranteed La Liga players in it, or would you rather see me build a squad for a silver, you know, the 3.5 star team which offers like 2,500 coins in a silver players pack? I know which one I'd prefer to do, and if you don't want to watch that, unfortunately, this is not the series for you. I play this game to show people how to play it without putting money into it. Hopefully you guys pick up things along the way, hopefully you learn things along the way, hopefully you become better players, and hopefully from your guys' knowledge that I don't have, I become a better player and I pick up things along the way, which I have done this year. But I'm not going to say, do you know what, screw FUT Champions, let me put myself as at a disadvantage because one guy can't compete and doesn't want to watch this if it does, you know, if I'm not playing divisions. It just doesn't make sense. It's illogical for YouTube, it's illogical for FIFA, and it's illogical specifically for this account. So I am not going to do it, unfortunately. By the way, this time around as well, I opted out of using Del Piero in this weekend league. I want to just save him for some more pressing matters. Like, I will use Del Piero if and when I've got like 3 games left and I require 3 games to win, you know, get to elite or something. That's maybe when I'll put Del Piero in. But until then, I'm not really phased to use him right now. I'd rather wait, get the Overmars as well, and eventually, maybe over the months, just pick up and save all the legends that EA are giving us, and then have the opportunity to have like 15 or 20 games with a full legends team. I think that would be fun. So I'm going to be doing that. Also, where was I going with that? Can't remember where I was going with that, but yeah, we're in FUT Champions. We're winning a lot right now. I'm doing good, a much better start than I thought I would be doing. But so that's to answer the first comment there. Just to go on from that as well, the EA have changed the way that the FUT Champions works. They haven't changed much. Gold 3 is still the same. Gold 2 is 1 win less, and Gold 1 is 1 win less, with Elite 3 also being 1 win less, and Elite 2 being 2 wins less, and Elite 1 being 1 or 2 wins less as well. It's basically 34 wins for Elite 1, 31 for Elite 2, 29 for, 32 for Elite 2, and 29 for Elite 1. We nearly got 29 quite a few times, but I always fell short, just short. Gold 1 is now 25 wins, and Gold 2, I believe, is 21 wins. It might be 22 wins, but Gold 1, 25 wins. That has to be the target every single week for me, right? In terms of monthly, they've changed it so that Elite 3 monthly is now 97 wins, which is infuriating for the simple fact that last month we got 97 wins with like 5 or 6 games to spare that I just didn't play. So as long as I can reiterate the win-loss ratio that I got last month, this month I will finish in Elite 3, which will be out of this world. So, and again, what that is that's EA gearing people towards FUT Champions. And the reason why they did that is because people weren't getting the Elite 1 prizes because 36 wins was for Elite 1, but if you got 36 wins, 35 wins, 34 wins, you were quite often in the top 100. So the Elite 1 prize pool never got touched. And it wouldn't surprise me if they eventually drop it down another game or 2 as well, because I even still think now 34 wins for Elite 1, I think 34 wins is good enough for top 100. It has been a couple of times, it will potentially be again, so I can see them over time, maybe next month, dropping it down to 33 wins, Elite 2 being 30 wins, and maybe Elite 3 being 28 wins, which would be great for everyone who plays for Champs. Luis Pinto says, I told you about the gold upgrades like a month ago. I did the math for you and I told you that buying 11 golds was better. Glad you now know it. Yes and no. I do remember yours and potentially some other people's comments saying it's better to just buy the gold players and go from there. But I still disagree. What I'm looking at now isn't just not opening bronze packs and buying the golds because I make coins from the bronze pack. What I'm looking at now is instead of using the upgrades from the bronzes to silvers, the silvers to golds, the golds to rare golds, discarding or selling the bronzes and not upgrading because it's not cost effective, or discarding and selling the bronzes to buy the golds. In your iteration, I think you said it's cheaper for me to buy the gold players and not open the bronze packs, but I make so many coins off of the bronze packs that it's not the case, because I could open 100 bronze packs and make 30,000 coins, and then also discard all the bronze players and make 3,500 to 4,000 coins to be able to go and buy the gold players to upgrade the the gold team. and that would be pretty okay, you know, that would be fun. But I think basically, I think the conclusion I've come to is in the middle of what you said and what I was doing. I think I've found like a happy medium to sit in the middle for, because I don't actually know if I want to use the upgrade anymore. As I said to you before, what I'll do is I'll put duplicates on the trade pile, I'll use the duplicates to upgrade, and then I'll put those ones back in the club, because I find that I've probably discarded and deleted or upgraded potentially hundreds of thousands of coins worth of players that would have been better off sat in the club. I'm sure before that Sydney Squad Builder Challenge came out, I had 4 or 5 of them that I used in an upgrade. I'm sure I've used Willem 2 players and Go Ahead Eagles players in the upgrade before, that it would have been better if I just left them in the club. Of course, you can't predict what's coming, you can't predict what you're going to need, and even if I had like a full set in my club, if I got another one, I'd then use him in the upgrade, so I'm still getting rid of coins. But what I want to do is maximize my ability to make coins or complete squad building challenges when they come out. So, you know, on this occasion, I had a couple Go Ahead Eagles and a couple Willem players. Next time a squad building challenge comes out that requires bronze players, I've got I must be close to getting every bronze player, because I've got like 3,000 players now. I'm still doing bronze pack method. And when that club comes out, like in fact, right now, the Koreans, I went through all of my Koreans. I made about 40,000 coins off the Koreans that I had sat in the club. That's crazy. Normally, I would use them in the upgraders challenges, upgrade squad builder things, and lose that, and I'd lose out on that. And unless I got something absolutely outstanding in the 2-player pack, worth more than 40,000 coins, in fact worth way more than 40,000 coins, because it's untradeable compared to the 40,000 actual coins in my club, it wouldn't have been worth it. But I think going forwards, because I've completed Giovinco and I'm this close to completing Jonas, I might even bite the bullet this weekend at some point, just spend the 30-40k that I need to complete him and get it done and out of the way. I'm going to get 30,000 coins back off of it and a couple of packs as well. So I might just do it, get it out of the way. And because I've done those, the upgrade to the silver cards isn't really relevant to me anymore. I saved hundreds of thousands of coins using the bronze to silver upgrade, getting those Liga NOS and MLS players for free. It was good for me, but now there's nothing there that requires that to happen. So I would rather use the bronze packs, sell all of the contents and go forth. Now you can see, guys, our first 5 games warranted us 5 wins. A couple of tough games in there, coming back from 3-1 down, 2-0 down. We came back from 1-0. I was playing good FIFA this day, man. I was playing really good FIFA. I was enjoying it. And I was playing without pressure because of the team that I'm using, and the teams that I was coming up against were unreal. But because of the team that I was using, I was playing without pressure. I was sitting there thinking, you know what? I literally just want gold 3 this month. Sorry, this week. Gold 3 for me is okay. We only need 97 wins for the whole month to get elite. So 21 wins. That would be gold 3, almost gold 2. That would put us in a good position to be able to get into elite for the month. I would have been happy with that. So to be 5-0 up, 5 games, 5 wins, 5 games, 5 wins, I was like, wow, man. Like, that's amazing for me. That is amazing. And my streak has continued long on. And you can see, if you follow me on Twitter, you know exactly where I'm at right now, and it's very healthy. There's still a long way to go. I'm only halfway through the games, but it's a very healthy place that we're at right now. Next comment was from Gem Gaming. Says, I don't understand some YouTubers. Even if I got Petr Cech and nothing else in those packs, I'd be happy. He's talking about my reward packs from the last episode, where I was not overly pleased again, Petr Cech. I kind of don't want you to mistake my disappointment with ungratefulness or unhappiness. I'm obviously very happy to pack a walkout player. It's for free. I got it for just playing the game. I'm obviously very happy to get a player worth 20, 30, 40,000 coins in Willian or Kante. I'm happy. What I'm disappointed about is I have such a high expectancy, because you see a 100k pack and your mind goes, Movember Ibra, legend, Pele, Ronaldo, Messi, and then Petr Cech pops up, and it's just a disappointing feeling. It's not that I'm ungrateful, it's not that I'm not happy, I'm just disappointed because of what could have been. You know, in the same vein as like when I go on my runs on FUT Champions. Last season I got 97 wins out of however many games I played. 100 would have been Elite 3. I was really happy with 97 wins, really happy with the rewards we've got, the amount of coins that we picked up along the way, but I was still disappointed that I didn't make Elite 3. So it's kind of a balance between, I was happy to get what I got, but I was also a little bit annoyed that I didn't get anything better. And I hope you understand that. I don't think that's a YouTuber thing either. I think that's a humanity thing. I think even if I didn't do YouTube and I just played FUT Champions, just me in my room doing whatever, not making YouTube videos and stuff, I still think that I would have been sat there disappointed that Petr Cech was the player in my pack. Maybe that's just me as a person, but that is the situation. Nathan Hughes says, I'm really struggling to qualify for FUT Champions Weekend League, but hopefully it'll be easier this week because everyone that reached gold and above doesn't need to qualify. Yes. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with the efficiency of FUT Champions going forwards, because I wholeheartedly agree with you. I think a lot of the pros specifically won't bother to play the daily tournaments now because they're already qualified for the weekend league. I personally will probably still play them because I think the packs and rewards for a Road to Glory are a good offer for me. But for the pros who have already crazy good teams and they get so much more than me because they finish top 100, they don't need like that 7.5k pack or 5k pack. It's kind of irrelevant to them, so I don't think they'll play so much. But yeah, I think this is going to see an influx of worse players or lower quality players getting the opportunities to get in, which is gonna, in my opinion, make the whole thing a lot more fun to play in. Because right now it's competitive to a fault. It's competitive to the point where people are scared to lose, so they play in manners that they wouldn't usually. Like someone will go 1-0 up after like 20 minutes and then park the bus and just like literally grind out a win. And I had this kind of discussion on Twitter today. I want EA to remove part of the bus because it's just stupid, or only allow it like when 1 or 2 goals up in a certain time frame of the game. Because whilst it is a real life tactic, and we've discussed this before, your team, the AI of your personal team, show no urgency. If you were 1-0 down and it was the 75th minute and your opponent went part of the bus and just went and stood at the corner flag at the other end of the field, your team would just stand there doing that, like that little motion that they do. They have no urgency. In real life, if that were to happen, 3 people would go and get the ball off of that guy. The team would press high, the team would push up, and there are ways you can kind of make that happen in the game, but not how you want it to happen in the game. So by removing part of the bus, it removes that anti-FIFA style of football. And again, I've used part of the bus before. I actually hate using part of the bus because I feel like I play worse when I use it. I'd rather stay on attacking and try and get myself another goal than desperately pass it around my defence, hoping that I don't make one mistake and allow my my opponent into my box to score. But it's not realistic. Somebody said to me today, because I lost a game, which you'll see in tomorrow's episode. I lost the game when the guy went 2-0 up in the 50th minute and he literally went park the bus and kept running to my corner flag and shielding the ball. And you guys know, when you're shielding, if you take one person to the shield, he can't get the ball. He'll just run around in a circle. If you take a second person to the shield, it's still difficult to get the ball, and you usually end up in either touching the ball out of play and giving possession back to your opponent, or fouling your opponent and giving possession back to your opponent. It's very rare that you come away with the ball. So when that happens in the 50th minute of a game and somebody says to you it's a legitimate tactic, I am yet to see ever in my life a team do that and be successful, or even attempt to do it ever. You never see Burnley scoring a goal, going park the bus, and then running up the field of their striker and him going, no, 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 sorry on the mic, no, no, whoa, 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 no, whoa, no, 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 oh, I'm back. You don't see it because it's stupid, and therefore it shouldn't be in FIFA. Shielding is overpowered, but the problem isn't the fact that the person's shielding. The problem is the urgency and positioning of the people that are trying to get the ball back. The player will literally just sit there jockeying behind the guy who's shielding, letting him do his thing. That doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen. It's unrealistic. And like I say, what usually happens, teams in real world football usually go park the bus when they know they are the inherently inferior team, right? In Ultimate Team, that's not really a thing, because a lot of the players are of similar grade, and especially in FUT Champions, you come up against people with good teams. So when they go park the bus, it's not because they know that the real life Zlatan is going to shit on their face if they're up the field. They go park the bus because they're like, God damn, we would love to hold out here. But what happens in those games is the attacking team has 65, 70, 75% of the ball, 20 or 30 shots, and usually still wins by 3, 4 or 5 goals. In FIFA, that's never the case because the game doesn't recognize what's going on and your players have no urgency to try and get the ball back. But in terms of Nathan Hughes' comment, yes, I think it will be a lot easier for people who can't qualify right now to be able to qualify in the future due to the fact that people who get high rated in the FUT Champions won't have to qualify the following week. Matt Bradbury says, Yo Nep, just wondering what you think of EA tax and whether there's any point in having it. What's EA's motivation in having it? Keep up the great content, bro. So initially, it's like any tax. It's like real world tax. The tax is there to like basically stop hyperinflation. You got to imagine how many billions of coins are taken off of the game through tax. It's only 5%, but every time you sell something worth 100,000 coins, 5% is gone. Think how many sales, think how many players you bought back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Your individual coin balance and whether you trade to a profit or not is irrelevant. Because if you buy someone for 10k, then sell them for 20k, that's still 5% of 20,000 coins out of the market. So it's basically to stop hyperinflation, because if they didn't have the tax in there, you would find that players' prices would just continually rise and rise and rise and rise and rise and rise and rise. And what it would do, it would give an imbalance to the market versus packs. It would give an imbalance to the value of packs. It would give an imbalance to earning 600 coins in a game, which probably wouldn't even be able to buy you a regular gold contract because of the inflation. They'd be going for like 3,000 or 4,000 coins. And you see it heavily when games are dead. If you went back to FIFA 15 right now, you probably couldn't buy a gold contract for less than 1,000 coins. And that's not because of necessarily tax is gone, because the tax is still there. That's just because that's how the market has reacted. And that's a very similar situation to how the market would react if they didn't have tax. So the reason why tax is there is basically to just stop hyperinflation. And I don't mind it. It doesn't really bother me. It doesn't bother me at all, actually. This penalty shootout, by the way, this guy tweeted me after the game. He was a viewer, maybe a fan, a supporter, watches the stream. It was a good game. It was a close game. When I had a problem with penalties a few weeks back, somebody said if your opponent doesn't have his bar on, you can't see yours either. Well, I had my bar on, and my opponent messaged me. I said to him, like, your first penalty, absolute shocker. And he said, yeah, I didn't have the bar. I had my bar on, so he should have been able to look at his bar. Am I right? By the way, we got a mustache card in a bronze pack. Happy days. It's about time. I've opened about fucking 17,000 billion of these things, and only just got a mustache card. But yeah, I think I think people are just wrong in assuming that if your opponent has his on, you can have yours, and if he doesn't, you can't. That's not the case. So there's that. Last thing is from SullyTube. It says, I thought you were going to start playing Divisions. FUT Champions is killing me. And just to end this off on the same note that we started it, I'm not going to play, I was going to play Divisions. And in fact, I did start playing Divisions. A couple of episodes ago, we played a few Division 6 games. During FUT Champions last weekend, because I was on a losing streak, I wanted to try and turn it around. I played some Division games. And I had every intention to play Division games because I thought, you know what, let me get out to Division 2 and 1. And then I'll be able to use that to qualify if I struggle like the week just gone where there's lack of time or if there's errors or something. I can just get myself to a position where I'm just one game away from guaranteed qualification, and then I can do it when I need to. And that was entirely my intention. But since EA released the information that you only have to be gold 3 to guarantee qualification for the next week, as explained at the start of the video, there is absolutely no drive, no reason, no benefit, no want to play Divisions. Why would I do it? I can play daily knockouts and FUT Champions, and that is more than enough games per week. You're looking at 40 games on the weekend, and over the 4 days, probably like between 8 and 10 attempts over the 4 days for all the different tournaments. So you're probably looking at anywhere between 30 and 40 games on the weekend. Sorry, 40 games on the weekend and anywhere between 30 or 40 games in the week. That's 70 to 80 games a week. That is far too many. That's already too many. So why would I then also want to go and play Divisions? I don't. Especially not for nothing. Just for coins. I don't care about coins. Like if you need coins, if you struggle for coins, go and play your Divisions. Bounce up and down between them. Get as many coins as you can from them. If you can't qualify for FUT Champions that weekend, go play Divisions. Go and earn some coins whilst everyone else is. But if you're in FUT Champions, why are you playing Divisions? I don't know. Anyway, guys, as we draw to the end of the video, as per usual, thank you guys for supporting the cause. Thank you for being here. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for being part of my journey on YouTube. I appreciate it a lot. We don't always see eye to eye. I always, quite often I have different opinions to you guys. I have different thought processes and things that I would do differently to you guys. And that's why I like the comments in the comment section, because it allows me to see things from a different side that I wouldn't normally see them from, and it also allows me to address and discuss with you my feelings and my thoughts in like an amicable manner, rather than an angry, like, aggressive, this YouTuber's bad, blah blah blah. But anyway, after our first 10 games, we have 10 wins. Amazing. This is going to be the end of the video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. I'm out. Peace.